So the other night I was sitting thinking, with Rossi leaving Yamaha and retiring from MotoGP, it's kind of the first year Yamaha are really without Rossi within the paddock. Now I know he left for a couple of disastrous Ducati years. We won't really talk too much about it, but I think this time obviously it's permanent that he's gone. And I was just thinking the other day, what do Fabio and Frankie need to do with the Yamaha? And then I was thinking to myself, actually, what do Yamaha need to do to keep Frankie and Fabio? Like, the bike is notoriously difficult to get right consistently. It is, in my view, I would think it's probably outdated. I think, the engine power that it's producing, overstretches the chassis. The chassis, while it is a very good chassis, and look, it still won the world championship, but again, it was, I won't say it was luck, but I think, Pecco did have some issues in my opinion, and kind of threw it away. But, does Yamaha need to start looking at changing its philosophy in how it develops its bikes now? Does it need to come out with a new M1? Completely different from the ground up, from the electronics to the aerodynamics to the chassis. Is the M1 chassis still trying to work with the older style tires? Are they just trying to adapt it to the new Michelins every year rather than building the bike completely up? With the engine, do Yamaha need to look at going to the V4 type rather than the inline 4? And I think realistically, if you look at Ducati, Honda, even Aprilia, and KTM, they're all out dragging them every time, everywhere. They're all more power, more horsepower, get up the speed faster. And then I was just thinking, if a rider has to ride over the limit to get the maximum out of the bike, I do think they can only do that for a certain amount of time. And I think that's what's going to happen with Fabio and Franco, is that, if Yamaha don't listen to them, or if Yamaha don't go the direction that they need, well, then they're going to be off, And I think realistically that Yamaha should learn a lesson from what happened with Maverick. Maverick was trying to give his input. Now Rossi in the same team is always a difficult one to give. Then with Fabio coming in, who was the next big hot shot in Yamaha's eyes. So I guess his concerns or worries were a little bit overshadowed maybe. But I think if a team forces their riders to always ride over the limit, I guess they're always going to lose them very early, or there's a rider's only going to put up with enough of it, and if their feedback is not given or the improvements are not there, then I think the riders will go. So I think Yamaha have to really take Davi's input in place of what the Ducati was or what it is, and maybe look at building a new M1 from the ground up. Maybe even give it a new name. It's a perfect timing with Rossi's exit of MotoGP to get a new type of Yamaha for next year. I'd love to know your thoughts, and let's have a conversation on this. I always reply to the comments below, and let's go.
I hope you liked today's video, and if you want to see my face, there is two conditions. Either I get to 5,000 subscribers, or else I get to host on Keith Ewan's Crash.net podcast. So let's make it happen. If you want to see my face, thank you for watching. Until the next video, Mac out.